What is up, Who Dat Nation? My name is Andrew, and we're going to be coming at you guys with another film study. And this film study is going to be on the free agent defensive tackles in the 2018 offseason going into the 2019 season. This is a very, very deep class, a lot of really good defensive tackles, and I picked three guys that I think the Saints could pick up, and ranging from a player that maybe won't get a big contract, maybe a player like Muhammad Wilkerson who got hurt. Then you're going on to like that mid-tier player with Sheldon Richardson, who was very, very good, but those last couple years haven't been as good. And then the absolute star, and that's like an Ndamukong Suh, type level. I think all definitely bring good traits. I'll tell you who are my favorites at the end, and I'm going to rank them for you guys by the end. But these are the three guys we're going to look at, and I think we should just get right into the film. So we're going to look into our first player, and that's going to be Ndamukong Suh. We're just going to look at one play from each player because the last time we did this, we did like two or three plays, and that was just like 30 minutes long. So this one is going to be a little bit shorter, but I think that's just better. You know, it could get more film studies if they're a little shorter. And by the way, just this film study was supposed to come out a little earlier, so I'm sorry if, I know it was coming out a little late, so I just want to say sorry for any inconvenience. But I think we should just get right into this play with Ndamukong Suh. You guys want to watch it, and then I'm going to break it down for you guys after. I'll let it go both views, because obviously the defensive line is much easier to see from the view of like the line of scrimmage compared to like the outer view, really, and that's really focused on the play as a whole. And this one's just going to be zooming in on those lines, and you could also see the quarterback from that angle. But without further ado, I think we're just going to get right into it. Yeah, it's a really, really good play by Suh here. And look, we're gonna play it back so you guys can just see everything. We're gonna show you the type of defenses they're really playing. But when you're looking at it, this is, the Chargers are down right now, so it's not out of the question that like they're gonna pass. They probably know that. The Rams, they're gonna know that they're gonna put the guys that are pass rushers like Suh and Donald. They're pinning back their ears. They're ready to go. And what I think is just really interesting, just before we really get into it, Suh he's out here. He's right over here, which I think is really, really interesting because, when looking at it, Suh is that player usually plays in the middle, but he has that versatility to go outside, and I think that's really, really big. But when looking at the concepts that these teams are playing, first, we're going to start off with the Rams over here. And really, that's what we're going to be focusing on, especially for the defense, really the player. But we'll look also at what they're playing. Obviously, that's going to be really helpful to see how these players are going to play. So here first, this is Suh right here. He is going to be lined out. He's going to be in this defensive end position, and he's going to try to get to the quarterback here. And that's just really big. First of all, as I said before, versatility, how he's able to play. He could play in this position, but he also could play in this position. That's obviously really, really big. And basically what the Rams are doing here, they're just playing man-to-man, We saw this in our last film study when the Rams went up against the Raiders and Jared Cook. Really, sorry that our line's not straight, but he's going to play him. He's going to play, really, this receiver over here. And then I believe this linebacker over here, he's going to get the slot guy. And then 58 is going to get, Fowler is going to get the running back here. And then you're going to have your safeties go back. And that's really that. It's not that bad of a concept. It's very, very simple, and it's man, two deep safeties, and then that's really it. You're going to have this safety. He's going to go back probably over here, and then the same thing for our safety over here. But obviously, that's really, it's very, very simple. When you're looking at their concept, it's very, again, it's not that bad for the Rivers and the Chargers here. We're not really going to get into like the routes they're running because it doesn't really matter when we're looking at Ndamukong Suh. But what Suh's going to do, I think, is really good. They're relying on these four guys, and Suh is the guy to get to the QB. So we're going to let the play run out, and we are going to see this. I mean, really good play by Sue because I mean he gets optioned over, so that still it just shows they're a man. But here's Sue, and he just I mean the route that he takes is really good. It shows lateral quickness. It shows so many good things, and when you're really looking at it for Sue, the recognition also to see like he's gonna like it's very hard to see you're going after the QB, but you're really thinking that he's back there. You're really not looking for him to run and try to break contain, but he sees that recognition as a veteran type player is obviously really good for the Saints that they got that type of player to go like opposite of Cam Jordan, and obviously his versatility is huge as we said. To me, those things are just really big. So when looking at it from this angle behind the QB, we are going to see just how good Sue is. And just another good thing about Sue is, and like as a veteran, he wins all the leverage here, so he's able to really move on a dime and make the sack on Rivers here. This is just a really good play. You see that he's got the leverage and he's got everything. He's got the, this offensive lineman's trying to get him high and he's going low. When you're looking at it fully for Sue and this play and all the other ones, really with Sue, what you're getting is, number one, you're getting a good player or reliable player. He's probably going to stay healthy, and it seemed like for the Rams, he got better each and every game. So that was obviously really good for the Rams, and he did really good in the playoff, which I think, the run-stopping ability that he has is obviously, we didn't show it in this play and these plays of Sue, but he's a really good run stopper. The versatility is huge. Just to recap, the lateral quickness that he has is really good, and we see that throughout his film by watching his film. This is just, I think, a really good play that showed that. His recognition by seeing a QB is going to run, so he's able to get off that block, and he's able to really win and have a lot of leverage on his moves and getting to the QB. That's able, for him, it's able to beat offensive linemen. It's much easier to do that. That offensive lineman, he's able to get lower than the offensive lineman, gain all the leverage, and get to the QB. I think he's a really solid option for the Saints to have if they can get him for the right price. But when you're looking at it, these other two guys that we're going to see, how much, really what I'm trying to rank here is how much better is Sue compared to those guys, and Sue's probably going to get paid double of what these guys are going to get paid with Richardson and Wilkerson. So without further ado, we're going to go into Sheldon Richardson, last year as a Minnesota Viking, and we're just going to get right into it. So as we see here, it's going to be the Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings here, who Sheldon Rankins played for last year. It's in the third quarter, pretty beginning of the third quarter, and we're going to see a really good play by Sheldon Rankins and a sack by Sheldon Rankins in this play. So I think we're just going to play it and let it go. So first, I'm just going to let you guys see the play, and then we'll play it back, and I'll break it down. And the sack celebration. It's a good play by a big man. It really is, because when you're looking at it, he's very big, and the quickness is obviously really big on that play. It is a third down. It's got a clutch sack by Richardson. He had 2 sacks in this game off third down. So this was just a really good job by Richardson. But just before, really when you're looking at it, this is a pretty good scheme by the Vikings as well. They disguise the pressure really good, and I think we're just going to really look at this play because I think a lot of things are going on, and it opens up, and it's executed perfectly by the Vikings, and it opens up Sheldon Richardson's sack, and they used Sheldon Richardson's strengths to their advantage here. So when looking at this play and really the concept they're running, we are going to see that the Vikings, they're going to be running a really good concept here. So first, these guys over here, this is the easiest part of the concept. It's man. It's straight up man on the outsides here. This guy's going to get the Packers wide receiver here. And this is and same for this slot guy over here. So these two guys, it's very simple, and that's who really they're going to get over here. Then when you're looking at now, really the safeties and linebackers over in the middle of the field here, really when you're looking at this area of the field, it's all zone. And you're going to see over here Harrison Smith, he's going to play zone, and he's really going to take this overarching area. So this is just his spot over here. We're going to have their linebacker. He's going to play zone. He's going to play zone, and he's going to be more over here. Obviously, he's going to get this area of the field. And then you're going to have, I believe it's Everson Griffin. He's going to go back, and he is going to drop back in coverage and really get this flat area over here just in case a running back came out in the flat or whatever that may be. And then you're going to have basically really a stunt here with this defensive end here, I believe Everson Griffin. And then we're going to have then our guy, Sheldon Richardson, come way around the edge and then sack Aaron Rodgers. It's a really nice play, and these guys are just blitzing off the edge. But I think that's really what we're seeing here from this play. I believe that linebacker was Anthony Barr. I don't know who I said, but it was Anthony Barr. He's going to go into coverage there. But when looking at it, this is what the Saints are trying to do. Not the Saints, excuse me. The Vikings are trying to do is play it set up for Richardson. He's going to come around the edge, barreling around the edge, and then gets the sack on Rodgers here. So we're just going to get right into it and really see how this plays out. And we just see a really, really good play here. I mean, it's really, really good. And especially when you have that type of player that can get around the edge, a defensive tackle that has a really good communicator to create that stunt. It goes off to perfection. Really good speed, and then also good finishing ability. It's just a really good job, and I think the Saints could definitely use a player like Richardson. It's not going to be a long-term deal. I hope he only gets like 1 or 2 years. The Vikings are opening to re-signing him, so we don't really know what's going to happen. But to me, if he's available, I said go after him. Give him a 1-year, $5 million deal. And I think that's really at the same level as getting Suh long-term, maybe 3-4 years, compared, this is really a prove-it deal. And he's shown a lot of good success, not only this year, but also with the Jets in years past. So now we're going to move over to our final defensive tackle, and that's going to be Muhammad Wilkerson of the Packers. He played for the Packers last year, but he did get hurt only 3 games into the season, was out for the whole year. So we're going to look at his 2017 tape when he was on the Jets. And to me, another player that, when we look at this Jets team, there was Sheldon Richardson, Muhammad Wilkerson, and we're going to look at right now, and then also Demario Davis, who was on the Saints. So a lot of future former Saints that are Saints now, a lot of different types of players who were on this Jets team. So that was obviously really interesting to see. But to me, this play just shows why Wilkerson is such a good player. So we're going to watch the play, and then we're going to break it down. Really good play by Richardson. Just a really good job. We're going to watch from this angle as well. But you see Demario Davis, he's out there. And then this is Wilkerson right over here. Really, it's a good play. So let's play it back here. And the Jets, when looking at it, for that Jets team, they played a lot of just very basic coverage. So really by the Jets, looking at it, it's going to be this cornerback. He's going to go and get this guy. He's going to get into place. But it's going to be very basic. He's going to get him right here. So, very, very simple. He's going to get him. And then this safety's going to play over the top. And basically, they're just going to be rushing these guys straight off the edge. And that's really it. Your linebackers are also going to drop in coverage against the tight ends and the running backs. And that's really going to be it there. And it just shows why this is such a simple play. And Wilkerson's still going to win. Basically, he's going to just win against this guy over here in the pad level. And he is going to really get it done. And so just a really good sack. He doesn't let the quarterback get away. And he just does a really good job. So watching the play develop here, he's going to get split out. And then you see it's just linebacker on linebacker here. Still, it's going to be man coverage. And then he just wins right off the edge. Really good. Not off the edge, excuse me. He wins right in the interior. I'm sorry there. So, it's going to be a really, really nice job here because you're going to see right over here, he makes his move, and we're just going to look at this pad level here. Really good. If you look at it, his hands are about right there, right where they should be. and then his pad level lower than your offensive lineman's pad level, which is really up there, and his hands are up, and that's really going to make him, and that really gives him all the leverage so he can sweep over and sack a mobile QB in Tyrod Taylor, who's hard to take down. So that just shows his lateral ability, his good speed, and he's a good communicator. He had a really good Pro Football Focus rating of like around a 70, and he really showed why he is a good player. And I think that the Saints, they looked at him last year, they brought him in for a visit, and I think he could be a player that the Saints look at and the Saints bring in on a short-term deal. I would not be surprised if the Saints sign Muhammad Wilkerson. If they can get him for a $3 to $5 million 1-year deal, I do it. And that's why I'm going to put him over Suh, and I'm going to put him over Richardson. I'm going to bet on that when he comes back from the injury, he's just as good as he was. He's going to have that high motor. He did have problems, though, in the past with his attitude and stuff, but playing for a winning team on a contract deal, a contract year, here, to go back into free agency to try to make a lot of money. I think he's going to try to do that, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints do pick him up there. So that is going to do it for our film study here at the Who Dat discussion. If you like this film study and you really like what we're doing with the podcast, and really just as our whole entity as everything from the Twitters to all that stuff, please follow us on all the accounts, like our all of the stuff we put out on our various platforms. And if you haven't already followed us, you can follow us on Twitter at the Who Dat Dis, on Instagram at Who Dat Discussion, on Podomatic at the Who Dat Discussion, and then also you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, our iTunes channel, Spotify channel, and our Google Play channel. Just, to watch the podcast, really all those sites are. We're here on YouTube. Please hit that notification bell, the subscription button there, and also leave a comment down below. Who do you think is the best? Right now, I'm going Wilkerson if we can get him on a short-term deal, and Suh, I'll get Suh for the long-term deal, and then Richardson coming in last. But I really do like Muhammad Wilkerson. I was very surprised by his tape. He had a lot of good plays. We also didn't see it in this video, but he has a lot of really good run stops, wins. He's really good with the leverage, and I really like that with Wilkerson. And I think that he can come in here and be a really good player. And then really, when he also can do that versatility, it can help him bounce out as well as Suh. That's why I think these players would be really good, because they can bounce out, especially when Sheldon Rankins comes back, and we don't need that interior guy. They can shift out and play defensive end as well. So to me, put those two guys on top, and I think Wilkerson is just as good as Suh at both of these players in their careers and such. And I'll just take Wilkerson on the shorter term deal. But I think that's all we have to say for this film study. So with all that said, I want to say thank you, prove them right, and who dat?